Yeah, she said she was gonna get back to work on January 3rd, Edzilla. Can you ping me on Discord? I'll send her a message. I do have it on my to-do list somewhere, but I don't know. Maybe there's like a bit of a misunderstanding though. I've been into Warhammer painting for about a year now. February of 2024. I don't paint just 40k though. I don't really paint any universe. I just paint whichever miniature I think is cool. So far I've only done Warhammer miniatures, because I do really like their quality. But I heard other brands are getting close, and I'm not, you know, I like the Warhammer world in general. I think it's fun, but it's, I'm not painting armies or anything like that. I'm definitely noticing that my brush is more accurate though than it was a year ago. I've been painting quite a few hours since then, obviously. But initially my brush didn't really want to listen to what I wanted it to do. Nowadays it seems to do mostly what I want it to do, which is nice. No, I'm not really interested in tabletop gaming at the moment. I just try to paint every mini to the best of my abilities. That's basically what I try to do. I am becoming more and more of a brush licker as time goes on. There does seem to be a correlation between the amount of brush licking that I do and the quality of the paint job. I don't think those two are necessarily mutually exclusive. Okay, so we get some nice brighter highlights across the green. What do you guys think? Starting to pop a little bit more, right? Do I have to tidy anything up in particular here? I feel like some of this could be a little bit better. Let me take a little bit of black. I feel like this one is also a little bit too thick. I also think this one that I just painted is a bit too thick. Gotta try and keep it at least reasonably consistent. Reasonably. There's a little bit of fluff on the top of my brush. You see the fluff? The heck is this? Could have licked it off. Rookie mistake. Should have tried licking it. I used my fingers like a noob. Okay, let me put you away to dry for a minute. Oh, actually, the hand. It's gonna be invisible. I will add some highlights though. Across every single finger. No. I don't think the cats. I had a bit of a skirmish with Toby earlier today. I don't know if you can see. Look, he laid down in my lap and he exposed his belly. And it looked fluffy, and I know you're not supposed to pet a cat's belly, but I pet his belly anyways. And he instantly attacked me. And then we had an epic battle. Yeah. Ye old belly trap. Just because a cat is showing you their belly does not mean it's an invitation to pet. But if fluffy, why not pet? He's good at indicating his limits though. It is interesting though, the cats definitely know how hard to bite and scratch without actually hurting somebody. I don't know how they learn it. Like you'd imagine in order to learn that sort of thing, you kind of have to go over the limit at some point. But they know how aggressive or how hard they can bite. Yeah, but they're not, like they're playing with each other. But Milo has always had this, and Milo, like, you know, after like 13 weeks or whenever we got him, he didn't really have any other cats. But I guess as a kitten they teach, yeah, maybe like as a kitten they learn this really quickly. I'm not sure. Maybe they just remember. Because they can definitely hurt me. Like they could easily draw blood if they wanted to. Because I have seen Milo play for many, many years now. I've seen him play with Toby all the time, right? But there was a small time period for like a couple of months where we let the cats outside. And I have seen Milo in an actual skirmish with one of the neighborhood cats. And it's a very different experience. Like he puffs himself up very large. He looks very intimidating, man. Like when he's actually pissed, it's a different vibe. I had to go break up a cat fight. I was like, no, this is a bad idea, bro. We learned from letting the cats out for a little bit that Milo gets extremely territorial. That is my backyard! Get off my lawn! And then we decided one day, he'll probably be a happier cat if we don't let him out. And that turned out to be correct. Milo, for some reason, didn't realize when he was outside and when he was indoors. Like, he would continue behaving like he was outside, indoors, as if there could be a threat around every corner. He was clearly very stressed out because of it. It was kind of sad. The music we're listening to is the Retro Wave playlist from Epidemic Sound. I pay like a little subscription fee for it in order to play the music on stream. Because there's always a little bit of complexity with playing music on live streams. Yeah, maybe, Mickey. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I think Milo probably thinks that I absolutely suck at protecting our territory. So he probably thought himself the alpha, you know? Like he probably assumed, yo, this very large, weird-looking cat that doesn't even have claws, doesn't even have fur, doesn't even see in the dark. Like this absolute idiot does not take care of his land. I will take care of the territory instead. He took the responsibility very quickly. It was only like half a year old. He's like, I got this, bro. Leave me be. Toby was like, this is fun, going outside. Haha. I'm gonna go smell the flowers. Do a little bit of sunbathing. You know how like a spider in the middle of his web is always alert? right? Like he's always there. You never see a spider in the middle of his web just like kind of chilling, right? Like it's always there. It is always ready to jump. That's how Milo was outside. Never just relaxing in the sun, never like doing anything fun. Just making his rounds. It was a bit, it's like you had a job all of a sudden. We'll do some YouTube streaming in a little bit. I'm gonna start with some Warcraft 2 as far as gaming goes today, when I'm done painting. Maybe a little bit more painting. And then we'll do some Nine Souls afterwards. Ah, sorry to hear that, Galgarius. That sucks, bro. Hang in there, dude. These days are tough. Not planning on doing Wukong today, no. Maybe later. Nah, probably not. Nine Souls is very similar in my mind. I think doing both Nine Souls as well as Wukong on the same day is a bit tricky. Because they're both like Soulsborne type of games. Yeah, Nine Souls is a platformer, but it's got like Soulsborne type of combat. Well, maybe a little different, but it is like, it's a very difficult game, if that makes sense. Okay, one step brighter again. So I want to do a little bit of a mix. Maybe not a mix. Maybe we'll just do like pure woodland camo. And we're gonna specifically do this in the brighter areas. Like areas that would naturally catch the light more. So we want to be thinking a bit more about where the light would be coming from. Thank you, Lizard. So naturally, right? Light coming from the top. The top of the shoe would be a prime section for a highlight. The top of this area over here. I think this color is correct. If it's not, I may change it. But I want to keep this a little bit more concentrated on areas that would catch the light. Yeah, I'll go one step brighter, I guess, in a little bit. Oh, no, that ain't it. Painting in my direction is much easier. Yeah, keep it thin. Fixing a little slip up there. You love watching Lowko paint his jonson? Thanks, man. Nice and sharp. Not bad. I think I also want to start putting this on the rivets as like a base coat. And I will add a little bit of a brighter spot to them in a little bit. The music is the retro synthwave playlist on Epidemic Sound. A little bit of moisture. The paint must flow, much like the spice. I quite like that. Nah, she'll be back again this weekend. It's not super clean, but I think it's okay. Don't want to get too hung up on the details. I can always go back and fix it. Yeah, I've been alone this whole week, dude. That's why I'm painting my jonson. Live on stream. That's why. You got me, lizard. Okay, what do we think of the leg? The green black armor part of the leg. Maybe one more slight step brighter, but I kind of like it. I think it looks good. Pretty pleased with that. We'll have to do the other leg as well in the back. Now the other leg in the back is not going to be able to catch much light. So I think we only do very small amounts of this, just to emphasize some of the brightest and sharpest areas. remember the transparent chair meta, absolutely. How could I forget? Well, this is more black than it is green. It's very dark. You don't know what the current Just Chatting meta is? We can just ask Gabe. Gabe, what is the newest... Gabe? Gabe? I don't know if he's here. What's the new Just Chatting Twitch? He's here. Of course he is, yeah. Gabe, what's the new thing? You know these sort of things. We know that you know. Rumor has it if you say the name Gabe 3 times fast, he just appears. It's not much, the usual? Really? No exciting developments in the Just Chatting girl streamer meta? Okay. Well, that's a disappointment. Nothing crazy? Okay. I thought the transparent chair meta was very intelligent. You like the green screen butt meta? Yeah, so that's what the transparent chair meta was a continuation of. It was impressive. Okay. It's a bit too much. Gotta dot all of the little rivets as well. Relatively broad dots. I want to add some brighter ones to it eventually. Actually, I think that's gonna be like the last step. We'll probably do some bright colors. I think two more layers of highlights on the black armor after this. So we'll start with some of these rivets here. Yep. Yeah. Dude, I've been cuddling with my cats a lot today already. Milo does not want to leave me alone. I think he's sleeping downstairs right now, or maybe in the room opposite this one. I'll see where he is when we do some Warcraft 2 in a little bit. But he does not want to leave me alone. Gotta reset the playlist. Or pick another one. Not bad. Let me see. Epidemic Essentials. Let's see, which one do we go with? Jazz. Let's do the lo-fi essentials. How about that? I like lo-fi. Welcome to my elevator stream. The vibe I'm going for is that you are on an elevator that is gonna go on for about 7-8 hours a day. A very long elevator ride indeed. You must live in the tallest penthouse, don't you? What's going on, Miss Adelaya? Hello, hello. Am I streaming from the elevator in my house? Yes. I don't like this one. Try and see if I can tighten it up just a bit. Miss Adelia, what's it like in New York City? Sorry. That's the first thing I think about when I see your username. Is that gray hair on my end? Absolutely, yes. I am starting to get gray hair because I'm old, Lowko Mooney. I'll add some of these highlights when we glue the base down, or when we glue the guy down to his base. Because I think that's gonna be kind of difficult to do right now, because I'm gonna rub it off. You chose the username because she thought people would pronounce it right? Wait, your username is Adelia. Oh God. Is it Adelia? Adelia? Okay, I have no idea. I will let you know in advance that I always mispronounce people's names. So it's probably stuck already. It's the last one that I said. What did I say? Adelia? Adelia. Hey there, Adelia. What's it like in New... It doesn't really work. I guess it works. You should choose an easier name like mine. Sure, Novo Mastodonte. An absolute masterpiece of a username. I've been mispronouncing people's names though for many years, so don't take it personally. I'm thinking of adding like a little dark green around the outside over here too on the shoulder pads, because I'm not really liking how boring they are like this. Maybe in like the recess bit. that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. Is less boring with bloodstains? I don't think we're gonna add bloodstains to this guy. I'm gonna try and keep him clean. This dude is a Primarch, dude. Now, he could be a Primarch striding into battle, I suppose. Okay, I think that's good. We have a lot of different parts of the miniature all over. Yeah, here's this base. I have this guy in 5 separate sections at the moment. Mostly just to make the painting more manageable. Added a little bit of a color green over there to the shoulder pads. The trim is gonna be gold, so I think this will do. I don't think I've done this the right way. I think I've done this a little bit too broad. I wanna do... Yeah, make that a little thinner. I think it was a little too thick. That's what she said. Okay, let's do a little bit of a highlight as well on the backpack. No, I'm a pretty slow painter. I am in no rush. So again, we should do this in the brightest sections. In the areas that would catch the most light. I think I'm gonna do this in reverse. Yeah, on the inside over here. Very thin. Okay. We can add a little bit more as well around the bottom section of the backpack, I think. Maybe not so much across, but... a very thin line would be kind of nice. Okay. I don't think that's bad. Okay, I'm gonna add a slight step brighter, like 1 step brighter, and then we'll do some dot highlights too. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of like an off-white, a very slight beige, into that previous color we used. I'll make a little puddle. And I'll grab like a little bit of that to create our absolute brightest tone. So this is as bright as I'm gonna go. And I will use like a little dot highlights, I think, of the pure white. Just in the absolute brightest sections. No, this is not metallic based, no. This is just pure acrylics. Maybe you're talking about something else, Lowko Money. Okay, just in the sections that would catch the most light. Oh no, I will use some metallic paints on this miniature, but not yet. Like the drag, or like the lion on his shoulder pad. That one's gonna be gold. There's a lot of red trim and like interesting cool colors as well on the shield that I'm pretty excited for actually. Shield's gonna be quite tricky to paint, but... Just on all the sharpest sections here. And only the ones that are facing upwards will I add this bright color. We're trying to create the illusion, I guess, that this is like a metallic type of look. So the idea is that it's gonna look like it's highlighted and it's very, very dark green. So the base, it's kind of cool, right? Like the effect is kind of sick because the base color in the middle of all these panels is black. Like it's pure black. But it does give you like a vibe now that it is dark green. Yeah, the metallic paints that most miniature painters use. So I have some over here. Like for example, this has literal metallic flakes inside of it. So they use like two different types of items. I think it's usually like a silica type of thing. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but that creates like a shine in the reflection. And I know some of them have actual metallic flakes in them. I think the ones I use actually have both. So they are very shiny. It's kind of nice. I really do like it. But I don't really want to use metallic paints for things that aren't metallic, I guess. I mean, this is kind of metallic-y, but... the bottom foot. Just a little bit of a ridge there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it look pretty crispy. The little rivets. I have made a bit of a plan as far as painting goes. So I tried to look at a couple of videos that people have uploaded on YouTube for this particular miniature. And I've kind of made like a bit of a step-by-step build order guide for myself. Just to try and keep it at least somewhat organized. I often deviate from the plan though, but I think it's kind of nice to like, when I'm thinking about the next mini I paint, I want to try and like kind of follow along with the thought process of other folks, if that makes sense. You think of Buzz Lightyear when you see this? I see. Okay, last part that we're gonna do for the green black armor is little dot highlights for this off-white. So just tiny little dots in the absolute brightest areas of this just pure white. The areas that would automatically reflect it the best. Let me see. Yeah. So little dot over there. Little dot over there. Little dot over there. I like the planning phase a lot though. I think it's fun. I know a lot of people don't. So I think like you don't have to do it, obviously. What's going on? WR Jara, hello. Welcome. I think that leg is as good as done. I want to make sure that I don't forget any of the rivets, but just little dots of sparkles. The brightest area. You like making plans? Yeah, it's not really a must, but I do think it's nice. If you're interested, I can show you my exact list. It is kind of extensive though. The thing is, I watched like a couple of videos of people painting this mini, and all those videos are more than an hour long because it's a very complicated, like a very complex miniature with lots of different parts. Like all the little sections do require specific attention. So like even the painting guides or like the tutorial type of things that people have made are all like very quickly over an hour long. It's very long for a miniature painting guide. Okay, moving up. That's a little too much. Gonna wipe that off. What's wrong with my brush? It's too wet. Can you be too wet? Absolutely, gotta be careful. Don't want to run the paint into the recesses right now. I may have to go back and like fix a couple of these problems later if I end up messing them up, but for now I don't think this is bad. Yeah, I do think I've made this a little messier than it needed to be. I just kind of spilled a little bit of the white. Right over here. I'll try and clean it up. It's always nice because it's pure black. You can actually just cover it up with very little effort. Okay. Let's put that to the side for a sec. And then the same idea over here too. Okay. Okay. We've made some nice little bit of progress, guys. Now, I would like to glue him to the base, because main reason to not have him on the base is because of the bottom leg. And then also, I guess, like the cape and all that. Before we can glue him to the base, though, I would actually have to do the base. Because some of these areas are quite tricky to reach. So I think next time around, we'll put some attention, some focus on painting this guy. Maybe not all of the details, but at least like the central area. But I think that's a little bit too large of a project to go ahead and do right now. So we'll save that for next time. Yeah, so here's the end result for today. It's all of the green armor, or black armor. whatever you want to call it. I am pretty happy with how it's coming along. Yeah. We got some nice highlights and some good lines over there. I think it's gonna look banger when it's done. When you look at it up close, it's... Sometimes you get kind of lost in the details sometimes a little bit. You're like, oh god, that little part could be better, but it's so small, dude. Like again, like this is the size, you know, that's my thumbnail. That's the size of the backpack. It's sometimes when you're like this close, you know, like my eye is basically against the backpack. I'm being very critical, but... Made some nice progress. I think it's good. What about the hand? Actually, I kind of forgot highlighting more on the fingers here. Let me just add a little tiny highlight over here too. Forgot using the previous set of colors. I don't paint at all, just curious. Do you need to start with a white base coat? There's a little bit of variety as far as base coats go. Generally speaking, it depends on the type of painting you're going to do. A lot of folks like to start with like a very dark gray, or for example, a black base coat. Some people do white. The thing about white is that it's notoriously kind of painful to get out of a spray can or out of an airbrush. Like paint is just, I think it's because of the, I'm not exactly sure, but I know the particles for white paint are just bigger. I think it just makes it a more painful color to work with. Yeah, some people use yellow and pink base coats. Very possible. Yeah, apparently white pigment is just kind of a pain. So a lot of people don't actually focus on white base coats, but it is a thing if you like use contrast paints. Some people do like the white base coat, but even then a lot of people like a light gray instead. One very popular thing to do with miniature painting as far as priming goes is what they call a zenithal prime. I'm kind of a fan of it too. It's nice if you have like a, for example, an airbrush. It's very easy to do if you have an airbrush. I can show you in a second. I think this is fine, right, for the hand? It's gonna be completely obscured anyways. So zenithal highlighting is, it's just a term, I guess, that people use. I don't really know where it comes from. I did it, for example, on this miniature. So I did it, for example, on the shield. So this is just the primer. Basically the way it works is you prime the whole thing black. So just a strong black prime all over. And then you kind of hold the part or the whole miniature in such a way that it would automatically catch the light. So in this case, I've basically done like a follow-up primer after spraying it all black from the top down with a very light gray. And you get this effect because it's like a 3D object. All of the top raised sections, they catch the light color, and the areas that are more recessed, they stay mostly black. So you end up, so this is unpainted other than a primer, you end up with something that looks like this. And I think it's really nice. Like as a base coat, like this took 2 seconds. But you can see all of the detail very nicely. And it'll make it, I think it looks good for stream, but it's also nice for like knowing where the colors are gonna have to end up. You will most of the time just cover the whole thing again, so it's not like it's really going to be like this. But, you know, it's nice for a little bit of prep work. Yeah. There are some techniques as well that really make use of this a lot. Where, if you use contrast paints and like dry brushing, you can make really cool miniatures with very little work. I'm not gonna use a lot of those on this particular mini, but we can kind of have a nice looking base coat for it. And I did that all over. I did that all over, also for the armor. It looks kind of nice. I don't have a better example, but I think the shield looks pretty good. Okay, so we have all 5 components. Gonna let them dry fully. We have all 5 components of the miniature right over here. We have the face. Didn't do anything with the face today. But the face is gonna be painted separately. We have the backpack, the shield, the guy himself, and then also obviously the base. So next time around we'll do the base. Maybe not the whole thing, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make these servitors. They're gonna have like a magenta type of robe. I think that's gonna make things look a little bit better too. A lot of purity seals on this thing too, man. A lot of like very tiny details. Anyways, I just want to paint this far along enough so I can actually glue the guy onto the base. Because obviously, like, it's supposed to slot in over here. Like, it's gonna be kind of difficult to paint some of those details, right? Already looks kind of cool though, doesn't it? Hell yeah, dude, those highlights today actually really do a lot. This is gonna be nice. If I can keep going like this, it's gonna be nice. All right, let's let it all dry. We'll continue next time. Gamers, we are continuing onwards again with Lionel Johnson. Last time around, I painted his black armor. I tried to make it not entirely black. I tried to make sure that it looks like a very dark green. It doesn't really look like that much at the moment, but it was quite a bit of painting. So the idea is that he gets glued down onto this base, but before I do so, before I can really go ahead and even remotely, it's the other way around. Before I can really reasonably go ahead and do so, I need to make sure that the base is painted. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time on the base today. There's quite a bit to it. There's lots of little decorative bits. Like the stones have a lot of decoration on them. The servitors themselves obviously have a lot. There's a giant skeleton here. The servitors are also holding like a bunch of cool stuff. This guy has like a sword hilt, I guess. This guy has got some sort of like whatever.